For the stripes and the star sign, you need some black thread, a needle, and a pair of scissors. Start from the inner side of your sneaker by first hiding some of this black thread here, and while you do it, make sure that it doesn't show on the other side, for it's black and this background is white. And then you go back and then you start making the stripe. You take the needle through the first loophole here on the white part. Take the black thread under your thumb. Go back in from the same loophole and out from the next one, and it will make a loop there. Then you go back in from the center of this first black loop and then out from the next one, and again you will get a loop there. In through the middle and through and out from the next loophole. And if you run out of thread in the middle of this stripe, then you just go back in, not through the center of this loop, but through the same hole but in front of it. Take the thread inside, just hide some of it here. And cut the rest, and then just take some more thread and you hide it here inside the sneaker, and again see that it doesn't show on the other side. And after that you just go back to the other side and you continue just like you did before. You take the thread under your thumb, go back in from the center of this black loop, and then back out from the next one. And you continue this all around the sneaker. And you end it here where you started. And you take this needle inside through the first loop here that you made when you started this stripe. And then you make one knot here. And you hide some of this thread here between these loops, and then you can cut the rest. And you start the second stripe from the same point where this blue top starts. Take the thread under your thumb and go back in here and out through the next one. And you continue same way you did earlier. And when you get to this other side, you stop where this blue top part starts. You end it by taking the needle inside from the front of this last loop, not through it. And then after that you should end it in here, and again make sure that the black thread doesn't show on the other side, and cut the rest. For the star sign you need some white thread and some black thread. First we make the background. Take the thread around your fingers across and take the one further behind under the one in front of it. Make 3 chain loops here and third, and then you can take your fingers away from this circle, and then you take the thread around your hook, take a loop through this circle, and then after that you take one loop through all three. Around your hook, take a loop through the circle and a loop through all of these three. And you make 9 loops like this. After the last one, you take this loose end here and you tighten this, and you connect these ends by taking a loop through here, the beginning of the row, and through both of these. Then you make one extra loop, and on this next row you start making 2 lower loops in each loophole. And you made them so that you take a loop through there and then another one through both of them, and 2 here. Next hole you make 2 of these again, and you continue this so that you return here where you started this row. And when you get here, you connect again this end to this end, and you take a loop through here and straight through the one on your hook. And then you can make the loop so much bigger that you will have enough white thread to sew this sign on your sneaker. Then you just tighten this hole here again. First make one knot here so that the hole will stay smaller, and cut the rest. Then you take the black thread and the star you make by using the needle, and you start from the back side of the sign, and you first make a knot here. You can make it just like this, and then you can cut that much that it doesn't show on the other side of the sign. And you start here, you could say 12 o'clock, and then you go take the needle inside through this 5 o'clock, and you come out 7 o'clock, and then back in from here, and then you come out 2 o'clock, and you go back in and out from 5 o'clock, back in here, out 3 o'clock, and in 7. And now you have the star there. After that you take the needle out from the center and you start filling the star. Again out from the center, and you fill this one too. And then you can make a black stripe around the star if you want to, or you can use any other color if you wish. And you do it the same way you made the stripes here. Through here, near the side, and then take it under your thumb, take the needle back in from the same hole, and then you come out from the next loophole, And when you finish this stripe, end it by connecting it to the first one you made. And then you go through the middle of the first one and take the thread back in here on the other side. And there you can just make a knot. And take some of this black thread in here so it won't show on the other side, and cut the rest. You can put the star sign wherever you want. I usually sew it here on the outer side of the sneaker. And now you sew this sign on your sneaker by using this white thread you left there. And when you sew, you use these white loopholes here. And then you just end this thread on the other side, and you do it so that you can first make a knot here, and then you just hide this between the side of the sneaker and the sign so that it doesn't show on the other side, and then you cut the rest. You can buy shoelaces if you want to, or you can make them yourself. If you want to make them yourself, you take the white thread, take it around your fingers and across, take the thread further behind under the one in front of it, make the first loop there, and then you just start making a chain from these loops. And when your shoelace is about 16 inches long, you turn, you skip the first loophole, and you take a loop through the second, and you take it straight through the one on your hook, and then next loophole, and again straight through the one on your hook, next loophole, and straight through the one on your hook, and you continue this way till you reach the other end. And when you reach this other end, you just make this loop a bit bigger, and then you cut it, and you make a knot here, and then you end these by using the needle, and you just hide them here between these loops. And you can cut the rest and do the same thing to this other one. And then you can iron these shoelaces so that they will be more flat. And if you want this flap to stay here better so that it's not going down there all the time, you can always sew it here from the sides so it will hold better.